Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Back here with another lesson through the spirit, man. I was sent this video by a brother and through the spirit decided to make a lesson on it. So we're going to go ahead and listen and watch what this person is saying, and we're gonna bring out some precepts and some scriptures regarding it. The Lord willing to be edifying to you all out there listening and watching. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Where was God and Jesus at during slavery? Like, I'm talking about the uncomfortable, explicit details of it. Let's just think about how the families got broke up, right? You got mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma. When they decided, oh, let's split them all up so we could change the whole narrative of where they came from. Where was he at? Like, nowhere did he step in knowing the after effects, all knowing, send grandma to Mississippi, send dad to Louisiana, send a daughter after they do you know what to her, send her to Alabama. Then we could say, you know, your ancestors, we went and grabbed y'all from Africa, knowing damn well grandma and them was already native to here. Like, he didn't think to step in, because now we got a bunch of lost people, or buck breaking, for example. Take the strongest slave, torture him in front of everybody, hold him down, and they did you know what to him to assert their dominance. Because that wasn't like a 1 second thing, that whole process, he didn't step in and go, ho, y'all going too far. This shit went on for years. Nowhere in there did he step in. The lynchings, the whippings, the barbecues, they would literally set our ancestors on fire and eat them. The cannibalism, nowhere in there did he stop in and be like, all right, hold on, y'all going too far. And then using the so-called religion to justify it, obeying your master. You know, y'all did something wrong and we punishing y'all because y'all need to go through this, but y'all gotta forgive us. Otherwise, y'all not gonna make it to heaven. And they getting the land, they getting to eat what they want. We eating the slop, we eating the pig. Nowhere during these hundreds of years of this shit did yo Heavenly Father step in and go, all right, wait a minute. I need to put an end to this. Like, what was he doing? Was he playing 2K the whole time? What the hell was going on? And the fact that we had to fight and get out of it. And even the history, they tell us, oh, Abraham Lincoln, he felt bad, so they stopped it. No, we fought our ass off to get out of that stuff. They told us we always, you know, slaves travel north. What they don't tell you is like the Seminole Revolution, where we traveled back south and fought. We came back with guns in the army, and it got so out of hand, they had to say, hey, we got to do something about this whole slavery thing, which they didn't really change if you know the 13th Amendment. Now, prison is the new slavery, but that's a different discussion. But damn, even with this, yo God still ain't stepped in. What the hell was he doing during slavery? I want a real answer.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out some scriptures regarding what he just said. And if you go and look at the comments of that video, you have a lot of non-believers in the comments that was saying even crazier things than what he said. A lot of antichrist. And the majority of the people in the comments, you could only assume, if you just took an educated guess, that they were all women with no understanding, which is why Job 39:17 says what it says. That's okay. This person is clearly blinded. They don't understand why what happened to us for so long and why it continues to happen. So if you just go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, starting at verse 15, but going up above that, it reads, the blessings that the Lord will give us if we listen to him and keep his commandments. So I'll just read Deuteronomy 28:1 to start, but I'm not going to go all the way down. I'll let you read that on your own if you would like. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken, which means listen, diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all of the nations, above all nations of the earth, Salakia. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. And it talks about us ruling over our enemies, you know what I'm saying? Living how we were supposed to be living, how we're going to be living in the kingdom, basically. But if you go down to verse 15, what is the title of the heading? It says consequences of disobedience. Now, in the ancient of days, what did we do? For instance, let's think about our captivity where we came out of Egypt during the Exodus. We had Moses, who was given the task of leading the Israelites out of Egyptian captivity, which they were in captivity for over 400 years. You had spirits back then when they went into the wilderness. You had spirits back then. I was saying, did you take us? Actually, you know what? Let me get it. Don't believe what I say. This let's just read it in the scriptures. You had spirits back then who would have rather stayed in captivity than to go out into the wilderness and praise the Lord. Those same spirits is back on the earth today because we know that you return every 3 or 4 generations. But them same spirits is all on earth today, especially in today's time because we're in the latter days. This is Exodus 14 in verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. So you have what we like to call Stockholm Syndrome niggas who would have rather stayed in captivity than to go and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So I say that to say you have people in the comments who are saying all types of atrocities, things that was spoken against the Lord, saying there is no God and all these other things. Where's the coming of your Lord? It speaks on that, man, in the scriptures. But these people are so blinded that they cannot see it because the Lord put a spirit of blindness on them, which we're going to get later. But them same spirits is back today. Them same scoffers, them same non-believers, them same ones who are comfortable with this life that we're in right now. So let me just read down. I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, actually, let me start at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Let's stop right there. I meant to say this as well. When we came out of the land of Egypt, where we served and we were enslaved by the Egyptians, you had people who came out of captivity and, you know what I'm saying, the Lord put the spirit on Moses' rod to part the Red Sea so that they could walk through the Red Sea, wall to wall of water on both sides, so that they would not be wet, to escape their captives, the people who let them into captivity, so that they could not chase after them. Them same people went and worshiped false gods. But then they wonder why the Lord was so mad at them, because we committed adultery against him. Who wouldn't be mad if they got cheated on with other gods? Let's read down to verse 20. The Lord Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. What does forsaken mean? To reject, to forget. Let's get in the NLT. The Lord himself will send on you curses. The Lord himself. So it wasn't no doing by no other person. The Lord put the spirit on them people to put us into captivity. They doing their job. Esau Edom is naturally wicked from birth. Have you not seen that it reads, the wicked are estranged from the womb? They go out speaking lies. And it reads, the Lord himself will send on you curses, confusion. You had a lot of confusion in them comment sections. I'm telling you, you go into the comments, and I have a screenshot. Talaki, I'm finna read this. Confusion and frustration in everything you do, until at last you are completely destroyed for doing evil and abandoning me. So these people got to be destroyed through the lake of fire, man, through punishment. This nigga right here, questioning the Lord, making jokes. Oh, he must have been playing 2K. Okay, nigga. You must not have read that it reads in the scriptures. And it reads in Proverbs 28 and 21, death and life on the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So go ahead, keep talking that shit you was talking. It's cool. The Lord hear everything that you say, man. Yahweh Hashem outside hear everything that you say. Let me see, man. This is just a screenshot of one of the comments I seen. It says, and this person was correct. Our rejection and disbelief of the Most High power is why we are where we are at today. And you have people in the comments, but did we reject him or did he reject us? Confusion. Rejected us multiple times. How does a perfect God make such terrible mistakes? Non-believers, I always think about the way he lets kids suffer, the most innocent among us. Why? It also reads in the scriptures, do you not know that no one perish being innocent? Roughly paraphrasing. So you cannot say that Yahweh Shema Shah kills innocent people. The wicked are punished, not the innocent. Everyone has to be judged. But the fact that you would say somebody perish being innocent, and you don't even know what type of life they lived in a past life. We rejected the Lord first. The Lord gave us commandments, statutes to live by. Did you not read? We just said it. We just seen it in Deuteronomy 28. He said the good things that was going to come from us if we listened to him before he said the bad things. It says, let's read down. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he hath consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with an inflation and with an extreme burning and with the sword and with blasting and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So let me read down. Because this is really talking about the rest of the curses. You can read this for yourselves. It's just talking about all the different curses that the Lord's going to put upon us. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Who is our enemy? Our number one enemy is Esau Edom, the one we've been warring with since the womb. Followed by all the other heathen nations. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So it reads in the NLT, the Lord will cause you to be defeated by your enemies. You will attack your enemies from one direction, but you will scatter from them in seven. You will be an object of horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. And the Lord said something similar to that up above concerning us first. It reads, the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee seven ways. So he said the good things that he would do for us if we hearken unto him, like I just read, and follow his law, statutes, and commandments. All we have to do is love the Lord, man. And we couldn't even do that as a people. Too consumed with vanity, vexation of spirit, things that consume our people to this day. But then y'all have questions and wonder why. This is the reason why. You don't see the problem. You're the problem, nigga. This 2/3 lifestyle. Y'all comfortable with living here. Y'all comfortable with doing wickedness. But that's on y'all, man. The Lord put the spirit on y'all to do that shit. But us, we seeking righteousness. We don't want to deal with that. We see and understand the power of the Lord. Y'all like to tempt the Lord. Dumbasses. Let's read down. This is verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. So what? Let's just go for an example. When we was enslaved, we came over here in America because Jake don't realize that this not the only captivity that we've been in. We've been in previous captivities that, you know what I'm saying, American history does not like to talk about because they don't want us to know that we the true people. Did not the masters used to go into our women and take our women? Or do you not recall that happening? So you see it in the scripture right here. Let's read in the NLT. Actually, let me finish this. Salaki. And another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Do we not build the whole America off our back? Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. They had us in the fields picking cotton for their benefit. It reads in the NLT, the Lord will strike you with madness, blindness, and panic. That's the state and condition that our people are in right now. Even going back then. You will grope around in broad day like a blind person groping in the darkness, but you will not find your way. You will be oppressed and robbed continually, and no one will come to save you. So no man will buy us. So when we came over to this land, we stayed here. No man is going to save us up out of this captivity. Yahweh Shah has to come and save us up out of this captivity. And he's not coming back on earth as a man. As it reads, I will not meet thee as a man. So when Yahweh Shah comes back and save the Lord's elect, because not everybody's being saved, when Yahweh Shah come back and save the Lord's elect, y'all niggas gonna be, Lord willing, we gonna be in the chariots and we gonna be watching y'all niggas get destroyed for the same shit that y'all been talking. The same shall know it through death by pain. You will be engaged to a woman, but another man will sleep with her. You will build a house, but someone else will live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but you will never enjoy its fruit. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. So actually, let me continue reading and I'll go down. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed all way, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And let's get into NLT. You will watch as your sons and daughters are taken away as slaves. What happened during the transatlantic slavery? What happened when we came over here? They split us up in families. Nigga, you said it in the video. How you don't see this in the scriptures, though? Because the Lord has blinded you. Your heart will break for them, but you won't be able to help them. A foreign nation you have never heard about will eat the crops you worked so hard to grow. Now, let's just think. When this was wrote in the ancient of days, was America a thing? No. So, therefore, it would be a foreign nation that our forefathers had never heard of. Yet, it was written before time, and the prophets knew that it was going to happen to us. Through the Lord. You will suffer under constraint. Oh, Salaki, you will suffer under constant oppression and harsh treatment. Dismembering us, beating us until we bleed, whelps on our back, hanging us from trees. You will go mad because all the tragedy you see around you. What happened to Nat Turner? Niggas got sick of that shit and caused a revolt. Nigga tried to overthrow the Edomites. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. What did I just say? And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. So it reads, the Lord will cover your knees and legs with incurable boils. In fact, you will be covered from head to foot. Like I just said, whelps on our back. Them things don't go away. Just look at a slave's back. And I didn't even want to bring out the yoke of iron yet, but it's okay. Slave's back. You don't see all them welts on the back of this man's back. And I'm about to say this is a pretty popular image. It gets frustrating because it's like it's right there. But I can't even be mad, man. The Lord put them in that condition. I really cannot. The Lord will exile you and your king to a nation unknown to you and your ancestors. America. That wasn't a thing before, in the ancient days. We didn't know nothing about that till we came over here. And, of course, our brothers and sisters was already over here before they came and took that land away from us. There in exile, you will worship gods of wood and stone. So like the dude said, I don't even know if he said that in the video. But I know somebody did say it in the comments. They had us, they forced a lot of false religions on us when we was in slavery. They banned us from reading. And when they found us reading the Bible, they put us to death. So for all those people who always say, what Bible you reading out of? You reading out of a Bible that the white man gave you. Nigga, we fit the descriptions. Hey, I ain't gonna keep on repeating myself. That's on you, man. That's on you. The Lord didn't put the spirit on you to understand. That's on you, bro. You will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which the Lord sends you. You will plant much, but harvest little, for locusts will eat your crops. You will plant vineyards and care for them, but you will not drink the wine or eat the grapes, for worms will destroy the vines. You will grow olive trees throughout your land, but you will never use the olive oil, for the fruit will drop before it ripens. You will have sons and daughters, but you will lose them, for they will be led away into captivity. And in the KJV, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. You could just look at any of the slavery movies they done made. Every time they done split the families up. 12 Years a Slave, for example. All thy trees and fruits of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So it reads in the NLT, the foreigners living among you will become stronger and stronger, while you become weaker and weaker. Let's read down. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So that's the conditions we in right now, man. Are we not being ruled by our enemies? Esau, Edom, the white man, controls and rules the whole world. Where the black people at? We continuously in poverty. It's an unbroken cycle. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee. That's why we say we under the curses, because this stuff is still going on today. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh the Most High Power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. He gave us the scriptures and the commandments. So like the statutes and the commandments, us as a people, not the whole world, because if that was the case, then the whole world would have went into captivity. All of these curses would have fell upon the whole world. No, it fell upon a certain people, the Israelites, the Negroes, natives, and Latinos, the only ones that have ever been known to go into captivity throughout all the history. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And it reads in the NLT, if you refuse to listen to the Lord your God and to obey the commands and decrees he has given you, all these curses will pursue and overtake you until you are destroyed. These horrors will serve as a sign and a warning among you and your descendants forever. Because thou servest not Yahweh the Most High Power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thine kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. So in the NLT, it says you will serve your enemies whom the Lord will send against you. The Lord sent them against us. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. The Lord will put an iron yoke on your neck, oppressing you harshly until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a distant nation against you from the end of the earth. So let's just do 1 + 1 = 2 math. If we came from Israel, we was scattered, relocated to Africa, enslaved on ships, brought to America from the other side of the earth. That would be the end of the earth, a distant nation. And it will swoop down on you like a vulture. It is a nation whose language you do not understand. They spoke English, we spoke Hebrew. A fierce and heartless nation that shows no respect for the old and no pity for the young. That's why Esau Edom is known as the border of wickedness. They don't even have no type of care or concern for their own people. So why the fuck would they get? Why the fuck would they care about their enemies? So he was doing all these things, and the Lord didn't think to jump in. Like, man, y'all doing too much. No, because he clearly told us what would happen if we obeyed him, and he clearly told us what would happen if we disobeyed him. And our people decided to disobey him. We decided to poke the most powerful entity and test him to see if he was bluffing, and he was not bluffing. Man. Let's read down. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the seeds and straightness. Wherefore, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. That's why we have so much division between our people now. The black women hate the black men, the black men hate the black woman. And that was all done through the Edomites, through feminism, through all types of different tactics. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh, the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continence, Salakia, continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them with the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. That's why our people be so fucked up. The Lord punishes your body. He sent all these plagues upon them. You know what I'm saying? Through all these abominable foods that we love to eat. Why you think you got cancer? Why you think you got diabetes? Why you think you obese? All these different things. The Lord sent them plagues upon you for being wicked. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for a multitude, because thou wouldst not obey the voice of Yahweh, the Most High Power. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. That's a balance. What type of, and this is people in the comments, what type of God would allow this to happen? A Lord of balance? And it's okay, I'll bring it up in a second because I don't even want to quote it. I'll let you see it for yourself. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among the people, among all people. We were scattered among the nations. It clearly says that throughout the scriptures. So how could you think we was from Africa? How could you think, you know what I'm saying? Simple stuff. From the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So what would be an example of that? Allah, you know what I'm saying, being Muslim, Jesus Christ, false god. Allah, false god. All these other false gods that these people worship. The Egyptian gods, sun gods, cows, calves, all the other bullshit that our people worship. Everything but the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Gods of wood and stone. Things that our Lord or things that our forefathers never knew of. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yet we continue on as a people, man. We continue on.